vision today can become lost vision tomorrow. Early care matters. Good afternoon, dear listener. Welcome to another eye-opening edition of your weekly health talk on Radio Eyes on the Road, your trusted companion for all things eye health. Proudly brought to you by Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It's a brand new month, and with it comes fresh opportunities, new goals, and another chance to prioritize your eye health. July is here, and we've stepped into the Myopia Awareness Month. Myopia is increasing worldwide, especially in children and young adults, mainly due to, too much screen time. Myopia is a refractive error that causes distant objects, to appear blurry. And of course, we use that word in everyday parlance when you say someone has he's myopic in his views, So already that gives you a hint at its meaning. So early signs of myopia could look like things like could include squinting, objects that can lead issues in like glaucoma or even blindness. So have you noticed your child squinting, his or her BP? If you have noticed this or any symptom that looks like what we just spoke about, of course, it will be a good time, to give us your attention. Let's connect with our trusted eye health expert, Dr. Priscilia Imade, consultant optometrist at Modern Eye Care Foundation and a fellow of both the American Academy of Optometry and the Nigerian Optometrists Association. Of course, I remain your host, Akan Usen. As the show progresses, we'll be giving you traffic updates and, of course, letting you know how things are looking like. All right, back to my doctor. Welcome, doctor. We're glad to have you here with us this new month. Happy new month.
Happy new month to you, Akan, and happy new month to all our listeners.
I see the climate, the weather has nothing on you.
No, my immunity is very high.
Okay.
I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. My natural immunity too is high. I have a buffer against all the flus
I will
and all the cold. They can't come near me.
So, doctor, we just spoke about myopia.
Yes.
And let's just throw more light on this. Of course, a few people have like a vague idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's myopic. You're myopic in your belief system and all that. So, but what is myopia from the optical parlance, so to say?
Well, let's start from your perspective.
Yes, okay.
You see, the word myopia is arguably the commonest optometric or optical language that people use. People have understood it so much that it has now been made into a parable or into a remark. When we say don't be myopic, don't be short-sighted,
yes,
we are actually talking about, a medical condition that limits the extent that people sees. So when we talk about myopia is a type of refractive error. We've talked about refractive error on this program. Okay, for the benefit of those that may have forgotten or those joining us for the first time, when we talk about refractive error, we are actually talking about anomalies or errors or should I use the word mistake or abnormal conditions that occur in the eye as a result of the way light rays enter the eye or images are formed on the eye, which makes it derails the eye from the normal way it's supposed to see. I just try to explain it in simple terms. And when we talk about refractive error, we are talking about maybe things like this myopia, short sight, long sight, astigmatism. So refractive error, parallel rays are supposed to focus on the eye, supposed to make the image to fall on the retina. The image may not fall on the retina. If it falls in front of the retina, it means it's short-sighted. If it goes beyond the retina, we call that long-sighted.
That's called what?
Long-sightedness or hyperopia.
Hyperopia,
yes,
okay.
That's the medical word. So myopia simply means inability of someone to see things that are very far.
Okay.
Just like literally what it means when we speak in English, say don't be myopic, it means you are not seeing far.
You're not looking, you're just seeing things around
you. You can't see things that are far from you. And myopia can occur maybe as a result of the shape of maybe the cornea.
Okay.
Or even due to elongation of the eyeball, which we call the axial length of the eyeball. And when this happens, because it's unusually longer, the image gets in front of the retina. There are quite a number of causes Yeah, quite a number of
But what you just mentioned now is biological.
biological, exactly.
Okay.
Those are biological causes. Okay, so for causes we could have genetic predisposition. That means myopia can be inherited. So one or both parents, if they are myopic, a child can be born myopic. If one parent is myopic, I think the child will have about 30% risk.
Probability,
if it's both parents, it's about 60%.
Wow.
Yes, risk. So myopia can be inherited. So a child that does not know anything now, the fact that Mr. and Mrs. can just give birth to that child.
Please don't involve me in this.
The child can automatically become myopic. Okay, then prolonged near work has also been found to be a risk factor for the development of myopia.
Near work for,
when we say near work, that means reading up close, especially using smartphones.
Yeah, but the average person does near work like every other day because we're always working with our phones every time.
We talked about digital eye strain. All these are complications for the eye. And I told us their eyes were not designed for smartphones, designed for computers. So for children, when they start at a tender age, being focused on near work, especially smartphones, digital display units, it actually makes them more myopic. In fact, the study was done in, I think, Singapore or one of the countries. They found out that in Asia, anyway, they found out that most of the children, because of their indoor activities, because they do a lot of near work, they were more myopic. And then I think Nigeria too is gradually going towards that direction now, because many children no longer interact with the environment.
Yes.
They come from their AC room to the AC car to classroom. They stay indoors. Parents will say, "Oh, don't go out," and then they keep these children indoors. Indoor activity is also another reason why myopia is on the increase. In fact, a study was done by Brian Holding Foundation, I think in collaboration with the World Health Organization. They said that by 2050, half of the world will be myopic. Why? Because we are doing a lot of indoor activities now. We don't interact with nature anymore. People don't even trek, walk again. You just move in enclosed. We live now in enclosed case.
Yeah, we still trek.
You now that
we trek.
So it's good to interact with nature. Staying indoors, insufficient outdoor light can actually affect a child's developmental process. Natural lighting. The eyes are made for natural lighting, not for artificial lighting, like your fluorescent, your smartphone, your desktop, your laptop, whatever you call it. The eyes were not made for that. Also, rapid educational pressure in early childhood. Do you know that sometimes children 3 months, they've already put them in crèche. Even 1 month safe, they are exposing them already.
So you mean to tell me making your child start school early could also predispose the child?
Yes, it's a risk factor. In fact, I was in Sweden some time ago, and some years ago rather. And they told me that in Sweden, until a child gets to the age of 5, he cannot start school. You stay at home. I don't know if it has changed now, but that's it. But here, 1 month, they go and put in crèche. 3 months, he's in crèche. And they say they are teaching the child. The parents pay heavily.
There's also an economic side to it. Sometimes it's because the parents want to,
So you go and be paying. In fact, I was in an event this afternoon, and the MC said he had 2 sets of twins. And to put them in school, they said, whether 2.8 million. How much is your salary? So it's a lot. So these are risk factors. Why we cannot say, okay, women don't work? These are the disadvantages. Those early days, women don't work as much as we do now.
Okay.
So the men just go out and work. The women stay back at home most times to take care of the family. If the father is doing a strenuous work, the mother will pick a lesser job. But I think the odds are changing now. And then the family is paying the price. The children are paying the price. So it's a disadvantage. Same thing I said last week when we talked about digital eye strain. Everybody is using one form of digital display unit now. Why we want to make our world better?
Children.
Yes, including children. Why we want to make our world better? We want to be more comfortable. We want to be able to live, luxury and fine. At the same time, we are altering the natural process of nature. And as such, the byproduct, the disadvantage, the report card is also waiting for us in future. So having a conversation like this will help us to prepare so that we can mitigate, some of these disadvantages. Also, myopia can be caused by certain systemic conditions.
Okay.
Maybe autoimmune diseases can just affect such that.
Okay, when you say autoimmune diseases,
there are several of them. Even some children that have maybe any of the under 5 diseases, it can actually affect certain structures in the eyes. Any of the connective tissue diseases, any disease at all that can affect the eye can result in any form of refractive error, or can affect how well a child can see, can prevent a child from seeing so far. So parents, let's be careful so that we can take proper care of our children. There are different types of myopia. We have low myopia, which is very simple, when maybe the prescription is less than 3, moderate, and high myopia. Once it's greater than 6, the risk actually is also higher. For some children, they have what we call degenerative myopia.
What's that?
Anytime they come to the clinic, the prescription will just be changing. Maybe they came in today -1. They come in by next year, it's now -3. 2 years after, it's -6. 3 years after, it's -7. We just keep increasing. We call that degenerative myopia. So if you have children like that, we have to be careful so that we can monitor them so they don't develop complications. And there are quite a number of statistics as well on myopia. Nigerians are becoming more myopic, especially children. A study was done in Ibadan.
Okay.
And then 39% of the pediatric eye clinic attendees were found to be myopic. That's quite high. So let's quickly look at the symptoms of myopia. Well, the major symptom is that somebody will not be able to see things that are very far. Once you cannot see, there are quite a number of eye problems anyway that will not make you see things that are far.
There are others like that,
yes,
that
of
could
course.
have such a symptom.
Yes,
Okay.
of course. But the major one that we find for myopia is inability to see distant objects, and that's why we say come to the eye clinic. When you come, we test your eyes, then we know whether it's myopia that is causing it, and then
To avoid
people could have
misdiagnosis and all
exactly.
Okay.
People could have eye strain, difficulty seeing classroom board, like children, they are in class, say, oh, I cannot see what my teacher wrote on the board. I can't see the board very well. I have a friend who those days in school, he would have to go and sit in front. You know, this 500 LT in Unibe those days, a very large class. For him to see, he has to wake up before every other person and go and sit in front. Otherwise, he's not going to see what the teacher or the lecturer will put up on that day. So, risk factors, family history, we said about that. Both parents, the risk is higher. And then if you do 2 to 3 hours per day of continuous near work or screen time, it puts you at risk, especially for children.
2 to 3
so parents,
hours.
yes, be careful. Allow your children play outdoor. When they are reading, allow them to take breaks. It's good for their mental health. It's good for their eye health. It's good for their general body development. And at least as adults, we should do, greater than 90 minutes per day outdoor activity. Akan, as you are here now, what time did you resume? After a while, you need to stroll out, go and exercise your legs, look at things that are far. Then you can come back again. Okay. You need to take a break after
I'll take that to heart.
Yeah, exactly. Well, myopia too can also have complications.
Okay.
One of the complications of myopia is retinal detachment. In fact, last week I was in the clinic and a patient came in and said, Dr. Imade, someone referred me to you. I just want you to check my eyes. I wear glasses, but these days I find out that it's as if I'm seeing flashes of light in the eye. And when we checked, we just discovered that there was a retinal detachment.
Wow.
So somebody that has high myopia is at risk
of retinal
detachment. So such people, we encourage them, please, don't fight. Don't make wahala. Just try and stay on your own. I also had a patient who the wife was very myopic, and then she had an altercation with the husband. The man just gave her a slap, and her retina just detached. So avoid separating fights.
What would the person do?
I will go and reattach it. If you be lucky, if it's in a good place that can be reattached. Otherwise, if it's not, you are going to the other side now.
Wow.
So we just have to be careful. If you are very, very myopic, your myopia is high, don't separate fights. Don't fight. Anywhere you just see just walk away. Just say, bye-bye.
Don't fight.
Just go away, because you can be at risk due to trauma. So there could be myopic maculopathy, choroidal neovascularization. So many complications can come up. There can also be early onset of cataract or open angle glaucoma. Glaucoma is another risk factor
for people from myopia.
Yes, just from myopia. So we have to be very careful. And then there's potential for irreversible blindness if pathological changes are untreated. And many of these myopic people, I just wonder that they don't even come regularly to check their eyes. I've had cases of patients, when you just give them glasses, 2 years, 3 years, you will not see them again. I've told us on this program, eye care is not just about glasses. You need to be checking the health of your eyes every year. And I can say that rightly in the intro, that you have to check the health of your eye. The health of your eye matters. If you don't check the health of your eye, you will just gradually go blind without knowing. So what's the treatment for myopia? The first treatment is glasses. That's the common one that we know. We just give glasses, it's correct. But now, there's an improvement on that.
Okay.
We also have some special glasses now. Let me just call them smart lenses.
Okay.
We have what we call myopia control lenses. We can actually, those lenses, use it to reduce the progression of myopia in childhood.
Wow.
Yes.
And we have those
technologies,
in Nigeria?
yes, we have them. I dispense them in my clinic.
Wow.
So, but we have to start early. Don't go and wait till the eye have developed, the myopia have grown with the child into adulthood. Then you now say you want to control the myopia. No. You bring the child early, we monitor. And there are different ways, too, that myopia progression can be done. We can use eye drops. We can also use contact lenses, auto K. And then we can use eyeglasses. There are special glasses now. We have them in Nigeria now. Before, we didn't even have them. We used to order them from outside Nigeria. But some of these companies, they are moving to Nigeria now because they are seeing Nigeria as a very big market for them. Yes. So it might cost you a bit more than the regular glasses, but it's going to help to halt the progression of myopia in the eyes of those children once they come on time. Prevention, well, we cannot really prevent myopia, especially if it's the inherited one, because we said if one of the parents is myopic, the child could have like 30%. But if both parents are myopic, the chance of having myopia will be 60%. But for other causes like risk factors, especially staying indoors, we can actually work on that. Okay. So as parents, yes, allow your children to play outdoor. Don't keep your children.
Some parents, maybe due to the fact that maybe the neighborhood might be a bit dangerous, or they don't want the children to
compound.
Compound.
Play in your compound now.
Okay.
Even there are some estates now. What they do, they have a play field. If you go to developed country, they have play areas where you just go and play. I mean, I know some estates are doing that now, but whatever it is, as parents, we have to be deliberate in doing the right thing. Allow children play within your estate or your compound. Hey,
Doctor, so before we continue with the rest of the preventive measures, let's just see if we can, allow for a few calls. So if you'd like to call, if you'd like to ask any question, or if you'd like to just make a suggestion, 091 538 77127. Would love to hear from you. 091 538 77127. Or perhaps you want to send a message via WhatsApp, 080 991 20777. 080 991 20777. Around the Okota Isolo axis at this time, 5-star connecting Yano Solo is a fast moving traffic. Daleko Mushin Bridge, good to go. Okeafa Bridge in what's Bako fast. Return journey good. Bako connecting Akiti and Chemist to Ago roundabout and Ibe Road, respectively, all good to go, and the return journey. Counterflow, last to take roundabout through Limca Junction, Aye College, Ishaga, Ilibado, Iriakari, all the way through to Kugberigbe, good and fast. Sele connecting Ago Palace Way, good, return journey good. Ilasa Transformer to Akpata, good, return journey good. Sele Jesha Bridge, busy moving traffic. Ilasa and What's Ballet, Ijesha, all the way through to Mile 2 is a fast one, and no impediments at this time. We've been talking about myopia, and Dr. Priscilia Imade has been doing justice to this topic. Of course, one more time, I will definitely love to hear from you. 080 991 20777. And I hand over to Dr. Priscilia.
So how do we prevent myopia? I've said myopia cannot be prevented, especially if it's genetic. But you can reduce the risk of myopia. You can actually prevent blindness from myopia if you do the needful. As parents, number one, we encourage you to at least allow your children stay 2 hours outdoor. Minimum
2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay.
Outdoor every day. don't just restrict them indoor. This also goes to schools. Many schools now, or some schools, they don't allow these students go outside
for break
or to play. Maybe break can just be like 5, 10, 15 minutes and things like that. Please, these children should do outdoor activities every day. And then we need to structure classroom and digital learning with regular visual breaks. When we say visual breaks, when we talked about computer vision syndrome, digital eye strain last time, we said when you are reading, your eyes are focused on your tablet. There is the tendency for you to blink less. Imagine for children whose eyes are still developing, and then these rays, these phones, this digital display unit, they emit rays into the eyes. That's why if you check your phone, there is a segment there for eye comfort, eye care, digital awareness. Why did you think that the manufacturers put that thing there? So because they know that there's a possibility. Yes. So for those in school, and in most schools now, they will just say, they pride themselves that they are paperless. Everything from your laptop to digital screen on the wall and things like that. So please, make sure that these children, they take visual breaks. In my clinic, for example, when we screen people for computer vision syndrome or digital eye strain, we train them on how they can use these devices, how to focus your eyes on digital display units, the positioning, the amount of lighting that should be in the room when you are reading, and all whatnot. That reminds me, my new book is coming out tomorrow on how to preserve your eyesight from screens. A 7-day vision guide for Nigerians. So they should just go and buy that book and follow the 7-day plan that I have put there to preserve their eyes.
7-day plan.
Yes, because myopia is a high risk factor for development of irreversible blindness, such as glaucoma. Also, digital eye strain, the use of smartphones, the use of electronic devices also poses a risk to the deterioration of myopia, especially when the symptoms are ignored. In childhood, for example, parents, we need to be very, very cautious. So in that book, I wrote how to care for the eyes of children that use these digital display units. And it's not the child themselves or the children themselves that will do it. It's the parents. So the parents should buy the book, read, and then follow through with them. Schools too can buy the book, read, and follow through, and then use it so that the vision, the eyes can be preserved. Also, we encourage early screening at crèches and primary schools should refer promptly. This is another thing I found out to account. In my over 2 decades of practicing optometry in Nigeria, parents don't refer early. Sometimes it's the schools that will not refer. It's the teacher that will not say, this your child is not seeing, go and see an eye doctor. I saw a patient whom this boy is 14 now. This boy couldn't read a thing on my charts. The highest he could read was just the first letter. And I asked,
was really bad.
Yes, very bad. I asked the mom that came with him, and she said, that he has been complaining that she just felt that maybe because his friends are wearing glasses,
that he's
just mad angry, he wants to. And by the time they were coming, the myopia has so eaten the eye that amblyopia was already setting in. Because, the eye and the brain, they are connected.
Yes.
So the actually is the brain that sees, it's not the eye. So when the eye looks at an object, it's the brain that will interpret what is being seen. So the message is sent to the brain. Now, for somebody that have myopia, if the myopia in the two eyes are not the same, let's say myopia is like on the right eye -1, and on the left eye is like -4 or even -6. With time, the brain will learn to ignore the message from the left eye that has -6. And of course, you will not know now. The two eyes look the same. The child too does not know. He has never seen the word before, and he just believes that he's
there's nothing to compare.
So, at all. So by the time the child will come, a lot of damage has been done, and that was the case that happened with that boy. And I felt so bad. And I'm asking parents, why? Why will you just ignore the complaints of this child for 14 years? That's very unfair. And then at the end of the day, you now say it's one witch or one wizard. There's no witch and there's no wizard. You are the one. Meanwhile, simple consultation with Dr. Imade could have just helped you save the situation. So parents out there, let us ensure that we are doing the needful. I have several books I've written. Some people are buying. So I also find out that in Nigeria, we don't want to spend money to buy knowledge. We just want everything free. You cannot have everything free. Traffic Radio has done well by bringing me every Thursday to be teaching you.
At this time.
But you need to buy this knowledge. Buy the book, read it. Any symptom you see in your eye, just go and check my book on common eye symptoms. Say, oh, what does this symptom mean? Is it sometimes you ignore or sometimes you run to the clinic over? You see, these are some of the things. Then glaucoma is there. In fact, before I came in here shortly, there's a patient that came into my clinic before COVID. When she came in before COVID, we checked and we said, oh, this patient has glaucoma. That time it was just developing. We didn't see the patient again till today. As of today,
and what's the present state?
Advanced glaucoma. The pressures in the eye are way above
both eyes.
Both eyes. So you can imagine. So this is negligence. No matter the reason. Okay, the money you did not have that time. This time now, Shebi.
And things are more expensive.
Go and buy my book. So go to, they are on Amazon, they are on seller.com. Especially this is my new book. That's how to preserve your eyes from screens, because everybody is using smartphone, using digital display, both children, adults, and all. Go and buy the book. It's on seller.com. I can shoot.
I'm smiling because
yes, go and read. Go and preserve and protect and prevent vision loss.
Do well and invest in your eyesight. Yes, like I would always say. Ignorance. Let's just if as we drive through this month, let's just not lose sight. Okay, literally and figuratively, let's not lose sight of what matters. Take your eye health seriously. Take your eyesight seriously. So do well. Number one, you could get information, get knowledge, and getting that book, to enrich your knowledge on how you can take care of your eyes effectively. You could schedule an eye exam, reduce screen time, encourage outdoor activities, especially for your kids. If you're home or you have someone at home, you could just I understand the fact that sometimes some neighborhoods aren't so say, oh, you don't want your children to be injured. A bit of supervision wouldn't hurt. Although doctors saying 2 hours, well, I don't know. We could,
I said minimum.
Okay, so that's the reason for the show. The reason we'll come with the show, providing you with knowledge that will help you, protect your vision, at least to the best of our ability. So if you missed any part of today's show, of course, you could go to our Facebook page, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, or to our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961, to catch up. And like I'd always say, don't be selfish as you watch. Make sure you share. Search for the keywords Eyes on the Road. Thank you so much, Dr. Priscilia Imade, for always coming out and taking time out of your busy schedule to come give us priceless knowledge. Dr. Priscilia Imade, OD, MSc, PhD in Public Health, serial author, consultant optometrist at Modern Eye Care Foundation, and a fellow of both the American Academy of Optometry and the Nigerian Optometrist Association. For more inquiries or to visit the hospital or the clinic, you could go to plot 16 to 18 Ogunisi Road, opposite Omole Estate, Phase 1 by Akiode Bus Stop, Ojodi Berja, or call 080 3333 6672. On behalf of our production team, led by Micah Arocha, with assistance from Adeleke Toluwalashe, our executive producer is Tayo Akole. I am Akan Usen, saying, Eyes on the road. Your safety, our priority. Lagos Traffic Radio. See you next week.